Today's date is September 8th, 2024. This is going to be less about the price and products. It's going to be about the sampling of consciousness. It's going to be about the demographic data. So I drove from where I normally reside. I don't know how many miles, but I went downtown and megaphoned the truth about that day that led to these wars, as we have the anniversary coming up here. And I came up here to the zombie apocalypse, to the mall. And then there's a drive up here, just the aggression of the modern zombies. Like, I have to drive 80 miles an hour to be normal. You have to be like completely psychopathic on the road to be normal. I'm driving 60 on a freeway, and I'm being tailgated, and I'm trying to get to the next lane. And I'm driving too slow in my vehicle to go, because they're just flying. And they're on their phones. So, what I'm going to talk about is the consciousness and the data. This is enormously wealthy of an area. And so with that, the demographic data completely changes from where I'm at. And I don't know how many cell phones are here, probably a few hundred, a few thousand. Just all the cell phones at the same time. There's nothing wrong with any race or racial heritage. It's just observing how you can go literally from one area to another area by 20 miles, and it all becomes then 95% white. All wealthy, all like very, this specific demographic, very twitchy, very nervous, very looking around as if someone's going to go on a knife attack, very twitch, very look to the left, look to the right, stand up, run over here, not actually peaceful, meditative, the opposite of yoga. And yet there's a lot of people that do yoga that come here. It's a big time grocery store for yoga practitioners, which my ancestors created. But in this modern new world order, matrix hell, you have people with everything is monetized, and people in yoga, in my experience, have been cruel, unusually cruel to me. And so it's like I can walk into an environment like this, be handsome, be fit, but no, I'm a nobody midget to these people. And that's the truth. What's really sick about the modern society, it's worship of tall people, it's worship of money, it's worship of women, it's worship of makeup, it's worship of Starbucks, it's worship of cell phones. It doesn't admit it worships these things. And so the whole Whole Foods thing is a nightmare because you can't afford it. It's whole paycheck, and it's so classist. And the other thing is, you go to these grocery stores that are high end, you get cheaper food in some cases. It just depends on what it is. But this is a high-end grocery store. But I want to come in and talk about this. I haven't gone to Whole Foods in maybe the last time would be 10 years. It's been 10 years. I'm enjoying mochi. Bubby's Mochi. And so when I think about health, spirituality, it's about going somewhere where I connect with other spiritual people. And the sense here, the energy was just what you would expect in New York City. Constantly looking around yourself so you don't run into anyone. The constant, every time stepping in front of them, knowing I'm an obstacle. I'm not a potential partner. I'm not a potential friend. I'm a potential obstacle. And their boyfriend is always a giant. Here he comes. Daddy, 6'8". Daddy. It's true. It's a world for giants. And this world is really cruel. Aspects of my audience are really cruel. They don't admit it. They want to act like it's a real, we're like short, nice guys that are poor finished first or something. That a bizarre combination of genetics. I'm a freak to women that were, born in this incarnation with me. And they don't admit it. And they hate me for being aware of this. It's just really screwed up. But you really come into that dark, evil matrix when you come into a Whole Foods. And then you just see how prosperous the world really is for people that have the money. I ate the pork pizza today, sausage, because I haven't had it in a while. So I'm not strict. I'm not a member of any religion. But unlike many Americans, unlike Orthodox Muslims, I'm going to say this 3 times for those of you that are slow. Unlike Orthodox Muslims, I'm actually interested in the spiritual side of Islam without being a Muslim who believes in Jesus, for those of you that are confused. I play Sufi realities. Check him out sometime. Listen to what he says about our reality. And so in this Whole Foods reality, you see people wear the yoga pants. You see the people worshiping these things, but the appreciation for people and men that are different doesn't exist. Any type of criticism of this type of have and have not reality is seen as hatred. People in Portland, women in Portland for years hallucinated that I hated Portland when I predicted the path that Portland was on. There never has been with Portlanders a homecoming energy attitude for me about being right about the path that Portland is on and why. So when you go into energies where it's a very controlled demographic of the people that can afford to live there, to eat there, and they're all very similar. And then you have the 10%, the non-white 10% for this demographic, for this region, because everybody is segregates now based on that. So like even within my neighborhood, one church, it's all white, but it's a mixed race neighborhood. Okay, then you go somewhere else, you have the different races together, but they're afraid of me and they have an armed guard. And they don't want to talk to me about my book on the solar flares. They think I'm weird because I can predict the future. You go somewhere else, the same crap. So what's our theme here? Fake hippies, fake tough guys, fake Christians, fake Muslims that hate the spirituality of their own religion. This is hardcore when I'm witnessing this matrix. And the level of anger that I sense here at Whole Foods. Like if you step in front of someone or if you make eye contact with someone, and you cannot address modern women, young women today, and ask them out for dates if you're spiritual and you don't want to use them. You have to like hide the fact you have morals. Okay, you have to pretend to play the game. It's completely evil. And so just the existence of Whole Foods and the ability to get something organic means nothing. The cancer of our society, the nightmare that awaits our children continues. Okay, now for parents to not tell their children about what's coming in the future is a sin, in my opinion. And I won't tell them now. But to not tell your kids what's coming in the future, it's a sin against God. What I said about the future is happening right now and will happen with China and Russia. That's why they told older kids to get on TikTok and volunteer personal information about themselves. That's why I allow websites to exist that should be against the law in the United States. So I'll go around all around my town and have them say, sir, you have to leave. Absolutely. Call the cops. I'm calling Jesus. Do it. Do it now. I've given the fucking cops my YouTube channel because they're the ones on the front lines of what's going to be happening in America. So, Portland, Oregon dug its own grave. They wanted to allow this strip club reality to come in and then lie to people and tell people and all these women it's a great place for women to be. And now look at Portland. It's human trafficking, ground zero, just like this hellhole. Sayonara.